up, everybody? It's Eli here from TreeFall Studios, and welcome to the TreeFall Studios Summer Games Experience live post show. Let me know in the comments if in the chat if you guys can hear me, if the audio sounds okay. We've got a bunch of different things we're going to be doing today, and I'm just here to chat and hang out with you guys. I've got the chat pulled up on my phone, so I should be able to see it. What's up, Soul Engine? Welcome. And Ryan, welcome. Jordy, yo. Megan, hi, man. How's everybody doing? So glad you guys watched along. Audio is low. Let's see if we can get that turned up a little. I'm not sure. I've got my trusty TreeFall Studios employee manning the live stream. So let me see if we can get this fixed. But thanks for joining, everybody. We're going to be doing a bunch of different things today. Is it possible to get it louder or? Okay. We're going to be starting off playing Maze Interim Odyssey and be talking about the new announcements, all the different things that Shadow dropped today. I got to give a little bit of an announcement on the VCS stuff. You know, this was pre-recorded, but there's some current issues on the VCS store. I think it's down for everyone, so you can't actually purchase the games just yet. But they let me know that they're going to be up pretty soon. So there are going to be new games on the VCS. They're just not available today. Probably sometime this week, maybe later tonight. I don't know, whenever their techs get on it. You guys know how the VCS is. But those are going to be live soon, so I just wanted to clarify that. Everything that was shadow dropped for the PlayStation is live. The free update DLC for word search is live. If you guys all want to fantastic word search, you can get that free update by updating the game. Comes with new levels, all that stuff. And Maze Interim Odyssey is obviously available, and I'm about to play that for a little bit, and in a few minutes we're going to be bringing Thomas in, and Thomas is going to be here with us, and we're going to be playing some behind-the-scenes footage in the game engine, showing you a little bit of pitter-pot, and just hanging out with you guys. Artless Dev, yo, dude, welcome, glad you're here. Win Premiere, thanks, man, I really appreciate it. All right, well, does that sound better? Does the audio sound a little better? I can just talk louder. It looks like it's a little, looks like it's hitting a little louder on the audio bar. Thomas Stewart is going to be here. The best Thomas in the world. And all right, well, let's go ahead and get started. We'll go ahead and jump into Maze, and I'll just keep on going. Can we switch over to the, yeah, sweet. All right, guys, so we are running Maze. You can see right here. This is my retail PlayStation 5. The game is here, and it's available today. If you guys want to check this out, it's a huge benefit. It's a 5-star review. Pick up the game for $2.99. I haven't done. This is a very interesting marketing strategy for this game. Usually, the Maze games, like I market them out really far in advance, like I've been doing with Maze Rising Trials. But this is a side story spinoff that takes place between Pedestal Trials and Rising Trials. And this game is just a shorter, smaller filler game in between, but the content of this game is absolutely amazing. So we shadow dropped today. The trailer that you saw during this premiere is going to be live on the channel in like about an hour or so. So everyone else can see it, obviously. And I got to get the trailer up on the PlayStation 5 as well. But I'm going to talk a little bit, kind of like a devlog while we're live, to show you guys some of the new stuff that's in this game that's never been before. One of the main things right here is like kind of the art direction and stuff. I just did a lot of new detailed type things that I've been learning to make the game look even better, like these flowers, for instance. I really love the Maze, another side tangent, I love the Maze title screens because you could just sit there and watch them for hours, basically. Are we getting audio from the PlayStation? Okay, is it quiet? Okay, let me see. Can't hear you, game is too loud, audio is too much. Okay, sweet. Yeah, that's, yeah. All right, guys, sorry about that. Hopefully that sounds a little bit better. But yeah, I love these Maze title screens. So we can boot the game up here. I'll show you guys a little bit of a teaser. I won't play the whole game on stream, obviously, but you can see we've got our new hub world here, never before seen on a devlog. We got our different mazes. We got our sign unit. This guy's awesome. You can talk to him. He has different conversations. This is the end conversation, and you can talk to him, and if you walk out and leave mid-conversation, he'll actually get mad at you for leaving. So little things like that. Here's Maze 2. We showed this off a little bit on live stream. There's the giant tower maze, never before seen, and then the really awesome poker table maze that you guys saw from the trailer. I'm going to jump in and show you guys just a little bit of maze 1, a little bit of maze 2, and maybe 2 seconds of the poker table maze, and then we'll just move on and we'll start playing Pitter Pot. A couple of things. Let's see. Is this Unreal Engine or Unity? This is Unity, actually. I haven't started using Unreal just yet. So that's kind of like the point of this big showcase today. You know, we've got all these games coming out. They're all coming out over the next couple of months. These are all of the games that are getting finished in the Unity engine before we move over. And then everything else that basically wasn't announced is still coming out, but it's either getting translated to Unreal or to a different engine. So yeah, I know you guys saw, for the people who follow along the TreeFall Studios YouTube channel, we did do a live stream of the development of this, and I was working on this start sign and finish sign, but I actually changed it a little bit because it basically couldn't be read. It flipped around and like it was kind of hard to read, so I changed the animation. We got that in here. Another thing, this level is called Flower Fields, and the really cool thing about these flowers is it will always look different no matter when you play it. The code randomly chooses different animations for the flowers, and it does that per flower actually. So if you could just sit here and sit in the flowers forever and it will always just look different. They'll always be bending in different directions. So really like that. And I'll run over here and show you guys what the top of the maze looks like, because there are some flowers up here. Really awesome. And I can't wait to see what you guys think if you pick up the game and play it today. And then we'll jump into the next level, and then you can jump over here and there's towers. This is the intro tutorial, and this is one of the screenshots I've been sharing off. So really like that. And then the really cool thing, I don't want to ruin this one for you guys because this is one of the coolest parts of this game to me, is you saw this on the stream if you were following along over the last couple of months. I was working on this giant desert level. But I hadn't had this puzzle figured out when I was doing it on the stream. So there's this giant door here, basically, and there's a giant maze, and you have to go through the maze and find hints. And the hints will tell you what color you need to change these lights. And basically, you have to type in a certain code through 1, 2, and 3, and 4. I'm not going to show you what the code is, so don't spoil the puzzle. But basically, you have to change these lights to open the door to climb to the top of the tower. It's absolutely epic, and I can't wait to see if you guys can figure this out on your first try. And then we'll jump over here, and you guys got to look at this poker maze. Let me know what you guys think of this, the game so far, because basically I haven't really gotten much feedback besides the tweets I've been sharing, but so far what I've shared, everyone was really looking forward to this. Let's see, we got a couple comments. Awesome. Need suit emojis for the Discord now. Oh yeah, you can add those. I forgot to add those. Let's go here to maze 3. All right, guys, just to show you a little bit of this, and then we'll move off of maze. Just a teaser, this level is absolutely insane. Okay, if you can see this, this entire level is built out of a house of cards. And just for the game designers in the chat, I hand placed every single card in this level. It's like it's over 2,000 pieces, I think, that I hand dragged out for this. And another really cool thing, you can go over here, you can kind of see it. I hand drew every single different suit. These are all like custom playing cards, and then I randomly placed by hand on each card a different material, so you would never have a repeating pattern, basically, except for in one case, one of the ceilings is, you know, all the same. But yeah, this took forever. So I hope you guys are looking forward to checking this out. And you can see once you walk over here, there's a giant house of cards and there's a giant maze on the inside. And there's also these secret poker chips as well. You can see the whole level, the entire level is built on a poker table, and you got poker chips. And you can see there's these secret poker chips. And if you flip them over, you can see Pitter Pot on the other side. And there's 4 hidden ones for you to find throughout the maze, and they're hidden really well. So guys, what do you think about Maze Interim Odyssey? You're gonna pick up the game today. It's only $2.99, and it's jam-packed with new content. I hope you guys like this. I'm really excited about it, and I can't wait to see what everyone thinks. I'm Jordy says I'm in the poker maze now. It is so confusing. Looks amazing. That's awesome. All right, well, we're about to pull Thomas into the stream in just a little bit, so we can go ahead and talk a little bit about Pitterpot, and then we'll hang out with him for a little while, and then after that, I'll probably play some word search and just hang out and chat with you guys, so we can let Thomas go. I'm gonna let him go get ready and get him, and well, I guess I'll just play a little bit longer while we're setting that up. So we can go into. Oh, you guys can see it on the stream because the PlayStation. Yeah, he's about to switch us over. He's got it. But I'll show you guys this real quick. This is the tower level. Just a little teaser. Look how giant this is. This is also a new gimmick for maze. Instead of having to find coins like all throughout the maze, you get them all when you ride the elevator down after you beat this whole level. It's a giant, I like to call, cinematic experience. But basically, you got to figure out how to climb all the way up. There's elevators that get you all the way up to the top, and there's a giant maze at the top. So you have to figure out where all the elevators are and how to get to the top to ride the elevator back down. It's absolutely crazy. And you can see the finish and the start are in the same place, which never happens in a maze game. You know, it's always at the end of the maze. So this is kind of like, you know, a unique gimmick for how maze works. So yeah. Really excited to see. So this game has 4 mazes. You know, it's a little bit shorter and a tutorial level, obviously, but these mazes are giant and this game is jam-packed with new details. I think Thomas is ready to jump in. So let me go ahead and switch over, and I think we're gonna grab him. I gotta put my headphones on so I can hear him. Test. All right, I can hear Thomas. Make sure, leave us a comment in the chat if you guys can hear us all. I need to switch over the gameplay. Let's see. Should be running. Yeah, it's ready. Sweet. All right, now we got it up and ready to go. All right, first off, Thomas, how's it going, man? What'd you say?
He's not coming
Okay, hey, hold on one second. We're not getting. I'm hearing your audio, but you're not coming through to the stream. So one second, he's about to fix that. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I love that. Do you need to just? Is there like a desktop audio to record that?
through. I just don't know where.
You might have to make an audio channel for that, I think. Or
Well, it's on here, but
the,
he's just not.
um, is it turned up? Oh, okay, it's not coming through the Discord.
Yeah.
Interesting. Sorry, guys, about the technical difficulties. He is visible, but not sure about voice. I don't think we can hear it. Yeah. Um. Oh, and so Brad comments, no sprint function. Our level completion times track. Sorry, new here. For Maze, there is a sprint function. You hold the R2 button and you can sprint. Um, it's faster, but it's not insanely faster. And level completion times are not tracked for Maze. You just take your time because you might be in a level for a while. Um, how about that?
Testing.
There it goes.
You got him? Sweet. All right, say test again.
Test. 1, 2, 3.
All
Hello,
righty.
hello.
Sweet, I think we got you now. All right, man. So how's it going?
Nice.
Little technical difficulties, sorry. It's like confusing. We're running like we're running like 2 screen recordings because Pitterpot is running off the computer we're running the PlayStation on the game capture, and we're capturing my camera plus you from a live poll. So it's like I was thinking that this might have a little bit of issues setting up, but hey, you're here now.
Yeah, it's quite the feat of engineering.
Yeah, nice. Awesome, man. So, how's it going, by the way? Just what'd you think of the show?
I was absolutely floored that you had so many updates and announcements in there.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
gave me a sneak peek into some of the
Yeah.
stuff that you were wanting to get done, and I'm like, there's no way he's going to be able to do all that. And sure enough, here we are.
Yeah, there was so much stuff that still had to get cut. The original list that I sent you, I was like, because we're going to talk about it when I start running through the level. This is pretty early development for Pitterpot. You know, this is the first level, so it's more complete than some of the other levels. But there's still going to be a lot of changes in this level, and obviously we don't have, the enemies. We've started them, but they're not, live functioning yet. So they're not in the
Yeah.
level. It's just collectibles right now, just to show off to you guys. But I figured you guys would be interested in seeing the game behind the scenes and having me and Thomas talk a little bit about some of our design processes with this. But yeah, I wanted to do so much more um, before this, but Thomas knows. I was up till like 4 a.m. last night finishing the edit for this for the video conference trailer and stuff. I've been working on it for weeks, and it's just like I just kept trying to add stuff to get to the announcements and things like that. So yeah, hopefully you guys thought it was cool. I almost died trying to get it ready. But yeah, so we can go in here and talk a little bit about the level. I'll show you guys level one, and you can see Pitterpot. He's run around a little different than the first Pitterpot game. Obviously, he's low poly, and he actually has a seed crate backpack this time. And this is Thomas's engineering feat of programming. When you grab a seed, it actually jumps up and can animate over you wherever you are and jump into the backpack. So yeah, Thomas is doing all of the programming for this game. So if you guys played the original Pitterpot, one of the all the comments that we would get is that everyone really liked the game. They liked the levels, they liked the graphics, but they just didn't like the controls because the controls were a little rough. He had tank controls, and my programming skills back then were not as hot as they are today. But Thomas is taking care of all of the programming for this game, and it's pretty crazy what we have in here so far, especially at this very early level. You can see we got jumps, double jumps, we got attack where you can charge and bust through crates, and the most important thing is this vine whip, where you can jump and you can grapple over to different grapple points. And these are not going to be the only grapple points in the game, but you can see you can basically go from any direction, and it's kind of like instant air traversal, and you can kind of just kind of jungle gym all over, which is exactly what you want for 3D platformers. And you see we got a walking speed and we've got a sprinting speed. So yeah, I'll leave it over to Thomas for a second. He hasn't seen all of this. Um, I mean, we're both working on this game together, and he's like doing the programming on one end, and we're like pushing our changes back and forth to each other. But basically, before yesterday, this level was like not fully complete, like lighting wise and texture wise. And before Thomas went to bed, it was like very prototype, and then today it's done. So I'd like to get your opinions and see what you think of the level. What do you think about the game so far? And why don't you talk to the audience a little bit about it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's looking really good. I think you should stop sleeping in general and just continue working overnight every
Yeah,
night because the
yeah,
results
yeah,
speak for themselves. I'm just kidding.
yeah. Thanks, man.
Um, it's
Yeah.
interesting doing the programming for a 3D platformer and the character controller specifically because this is the first time that I have done this, and game feel is super important for a game like this. Like if you are running around and jumping, like those two things, running and jumping, should be the things that feel really good. So it's been kind of a fun iterative process that we've been through where we're trying to include things like coyote time and getting the gravity right and jump height. And then grappling is interesting too because there's a lot of different ways that you can grapple that make sense. where you could be like actually swinging, or like I like what we have right now where you kind of freeze midair and then kind of shoot towards your grapple target. Um, yeah, I think it's feeling really good. And for the longest time, we just had a little capsule character
Yeah.
into the project. Um, but now we have our whole dude who has animations and stuff. So it's been really fun to work on so far, and there's even more stuff as far as levels that you didn't show that are pretty far along that I think people will be excited to see as well. So it's been fun. You know, I get to lean into my strengths, which are programming stuff, and then I think you really excel in level design, and especially you have an eye for like this specific art style that maybe you can talk more about, where it's this Spyro PS1 inspired, and like there's been some technical challenges for trying to get um, the levels and the art where they're at right now too.
Oh yeah, for sure. So let me grab this comment. Scott asks if it's playing for VCS or PS5 only. Right now, this is PlayStation 5 only. Well, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5. Yeah, right now, we're going to be going for the exclusive with them, especially since this is a PlayStation 1 inspired game. Uh, but yeah, so I guess for the art and stuff, um, I really think this looks good so far. I mean, I told Thomas a funny story when we were working on this the other day. My wife came in and said, "Wow, this looks amazing." And I looked at her and I was like, "This looks terrible," because I'm like, I have so much more that I want to do. But I think so far it was able to be shared with you guys, and that's why we're showing you, some of the early development. Um, but the technical challenges Thomas was talking about, and if you guys have been following along with the channel, I made a video about how I'm leaving Unity and we're going to be switching to the Unreal Engine in the future. And after that, I would really like to make my own engine because we're having a lot of technical difficulties trying to get this PS1 vertex lit old art style level design uh, running correctly in the Unity engine. So far, we have it pretty faithful, but I still have a lot of work technical wise to try to get this to look, as authentic as possible with also still being new. Um, this level is still missing things like, some environment assets and, enemies and other things like that. But some of the effects, we're going to have to really work our way around some of the engine limitations and maybe even have to create some new things ourselves. But let me know in the comments if you guys played the original Spyro games, if this even looks familiar to you or if it's brand new, I guess. Because if you've never played them on the PlayStation 1, this might just look, cool, but, it wouldn't, hit you in the feels the exact same way as kind of seeing this kind of level art and level design does for me. Another cool thing about the level design itself is I'm actually designing these levels similar to how they designed them for the PS1 for Spyro. Um, the polygon counts are actually they're pretty accurate to like the overall total level counts on what they were using for the PS1. I think that this one might have like just slightly more, just because it's modern. But if you can see, everything is, you can see the polygons, and that's how it's supposed to be. And you can kind of see like the texture stretching here. That's like exactly how the art looked on the PS1. We just don't have that classic PS1 jitter yet, where like the camera's moving and it kind of stretches the textures in front of your eyes. So this is kind of like smooth, but basically the level itself is designed exactly how it was done for the PlayStation 1, which I'm pretty excited about. Is definitely a tough feat to complete. Let's see. Jordy says, I did play the original Spyro, but it's been so long. I played the remake a few years ago. Yeah, I think you guys should definitely go and play the originals if you haven't. There's not really a good way to play them now. You basically have to play them on a PlayStation 1 or play them. I guess you can play them on a PS3. That's like the newest way to play them. But they don't have like emulated PS1 versions on PS4, PS5. It's just due to licensing issues. It's owned by Universal, and sort of by Activision for those original ones. So, you know, they're kind of lost to time. But if you have a physical edition or an old system, you could pick one up on eBay pretty cheap, and it's totally worth it. And then this would make even more sense for you. Yeah, Out of Control Game says you can still play them on the PS3. So yeah, pretty excited about that. Yeah, I hope you guys are looking forward to seeing Pitterpot soon. Anything you want to say about this, Thomas? We'll be doing some like share devlogs. So if you guys haven't seen his channel, obviously he's got an amazing YouTube channel with some more cinematic devlog style videos than I normally do. So definitely high entertainment value if you check out his channel. Give him a subscribe. We're going to be doing devlogs over the summer. Some of them are going to be on his channel. Some of them are going to be on mine. Kind of back and forth as we both work together and market the game together. So I was going to have the PlayStation Store pages up for this pretty soon. They should be live like next week maybe for Tilting Tiles, Orb Touch, and Pitterpot. So should have a little bit more info over the next couple of weeks. There's a new Patreon post if you guys want to check out the Patreon page, dropping later tonight after all of this dies down. And it's kind of got a little bit of a detailed look at what me and Thomas have done so far, some of the level wireframe and stuff like that, like back when it was like 1 cube and kind of like how it started going to this size basically. So if you guys are really into the game design stuff, there's going to be some new stuff on the Patreon page as well. So anything else you want to say about this, and then I can let you run so we don't hold you up all day, bro.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a really fun project. Doing a 3D platformer in general, like a collectathon game, is like a really fun game dev challenge. And I think people, you have a pretty dedicated following of people that like all of your games too, and I think just kind of having an open invite for feedback to see what people would like to see out of this game specifically. Just feel free to leave a comment or shoot over to the TreeFall Studios Discord, and you can chat about it there, because there's so many directions that you can take, stuff like things to collect and level design and move sets and enemy types, and we have a lot of stuff drawn up, but I'm a big advocate of building games in a community, and incorporating feedback that other people have. So that's all I have to say about that.
Nice, man. Yeah, and like Thomas mentioned earlier, we do have more levels already. They're just not textured and ready to be shown. I was going to kind of tease them off on the stream, but I think that we'll just leave it for this and save it for the next devlog. There are some, like, in Spyro, there's like whirlwinds and other things that will move your character. We've got some springs and some launchers and supercharges, basically, just like Spyro, already working in the game and in some of the other levels. So guys, I can't wait to show you some more. Thanks for joining me, Thomas. I'm really glad that you're part of the actual Summer Games video. It was a blast working with you on that and this game. Can't wait to hang out and share more with everybody. But we'll let you go, and see you guys later.
Awesome. Sounds good. See you guys.
You can just switch me back to the, I guess, switch back over to the PS5. Yeah. For just a second, I'll probably just boot up Word Search. Let's see what's our stream time at. Okay, there it goes. Shouldn't it tell you at the bottom of OBS or no? I guess not. 34 minutes? Nice. Nice, guys. We've been streaming for 34 minutes. Man, I used to do these streams where I would do the devlog stream basically and kind of make the game development live streams. I used to do those for like 2 hours a day. And let me know in the comments right now if you guys want to see those streams come back. I've been getting a bunch of comments recently about how people want to see more in development streams like that. The last one we did was for Maze Interim Odyssey, but it's been a little while. But if you guys are interested, maybe me and Thomas will do some where we do some Pitterpot stuff. We got some, I have a little bit, for Perplexing Orb Touch still to go. Tilting Tiles is getting pretty close to being done. I actually dated that in the event today. That date could always slip, but I'm pretty sure that it's going to be done by that date. And I might move it if some big game gets announced from Sony or something, and they're going to be right around that time. One of the key factors for successful indie games is dodging releases. So like this month, I was trying to pick the day that this game would come out, and I kind of dodged all the releases that I could. And then that's how I picked the date for the summer video. So then I was like on a clock to get all of the other game trailers ready for this event. So it's pretty difficult. This month, the big one for PlayStation is Death Stranding. And it's not the exact same audience, which is at the end of the month. And it's not the exact same audience, but I kind of wanted to avoid the, Switch 1 or Switch 2 launch week or whatever, because, you're not really going to get a lot of press and, people playing the game and stuff like that when everyone's buying a $500 Switch. Even though this game is inflation free, $299. It's the same price as May's Pedestal Trials was in 2021. We are inflation-friendly games at TreeFall Studios. I still had to pick a day where it would kind of launch away from other things. And I know that there was that game that came out yesterday, Mind's Eye, I think. But everyone's saying it's really bad, so maybe we can go trending and it won't matter. So leave your 5-star reviews on the PlayStation Store, because that will help this go trending. Maybe after the TreeFall Studios Summer Games Experience, we'll push Maze up into the best sellers. What's really amazing is we'll boot up word search real quick here. 1-2 Fantastic word search was like within the 50 best sellers or something, like 2 weeks out on the new game tab or whatever. It did pretty good when we first launched. So if you get a bunch of reviews in, basically it kind of helps it sit there, and that when you scroll down to the PlayStation 5 the store, you have to go all the way to the bottom and hit PS5 games, and then sometimes it's defaulted by new, sometimes it's defaulted by best-selling, and it was actually nice because you could see this in the default best-selling, but you had to scroll down for just a little bit. So another announcement that came out today, we'll just stream for another 10-15 minutes or so. Yeah, maybe that'd probably be good. And I think I'll be able to get one of the other games up here. But one of the other announcements is that there is brand new DLC for 1-2 Fantastic Word Search. And the interesting thing about this is I've never actually done like a DLC pack before. I've done some patch updates, but I've never done one that actually contains like new trophies and is like an official update, I guess, for the game. So it basically just updates your game. And normally the game ends at level 15 if you've played this game before, and once you update it today, you will have 3 new levels. So you get adjectives for animals and occupations, and you can see one's a mini search, one's a regular search, and one is a whopping search. Let's just go into this one, and you can see I also added this. There's a ton of themes. Just look at these are all the themes from 1-2 word search, whopping word search, and then fantastic word search. I basically just included all of them from every single game. So each word search game that comes out, the theme list just gets longer. But I just added this new theme. It's called the Reflections theme. This is called the Reflections DLC update. I actually think it's pretty cool looking color-wise, but at the same time, it's maybe not the easiest one to read versus some of the other ones. But yeah, so there's a brand new theme, 3 new levels, and then you can see we actually added in 2 new songs, both from Journey of a Special Average Balloon, and that was added to 1-2 Fantastic Word Search today. I wanted to get I know I got a bunch of comments recently asking about Journey of Special Average Balloon and if we were going to be porting that to PlayStation 4 and 5, and I'm working on it, but it's like on the back end of the list of to-dos. All these games are coming first, and if I have time, I'm gonna be able to get that out. So to kind of tease that might be coming soon, that's why we put the new Journey of Special Average Balloon music in here. But yeah, that was just a little tidbit for you guys who are watching the post show. Let's see. Out of Control Game says, I need to finish the last tilting tiles. A few of those puzzles broke me. Yeah, just wait. This new one, I think the new one is going to be really good because it has some really difficult puzzles, but it's going to have some more helpful tutorials in the beginning to help people really understand how to play the game. So I think that it's going to be received overall really well. And Ryan says PS5 controller needs charging soon. Don't worry, bro. I got my handy cable right here. And my PS5 controllers die so much. I think we're good. All right, now it's not going to die on us. I missed a couple of other comments. I think Xbox would accept this one if you submit Megan. Yeah, no, we're skipping Xbox, bro. TreeFall engine, that's right. Yeah, we're going to be working on that eventually. I think this mock-up looks cool, but the actual file is too similar to Spyro in my opinion. That's kind of what I was going for. That's what Scott says. I did play, I missed I read those. Or be a pirate. Okay. Nice. This game is looking sick, guys. I love Spyro as a kid, and this nostalgia is hitting hard. Nice. Well, I'm glad to see some of you guys are excited for it. That's exactly what we want to hear. All right, let's jump back in. I actually didn't download. I didn't have any other games on, so I'll just boot in Maze for just a few more minutes. Let's see. Yeah. All right. It's yeah, we'll just end it in like 4 minutes, so we can end it exactly at 1. So I'll boot up Maze here, and I'll play a little bit of the tower level. And thanks, guys, so much for joining in. I was gonna shout out I gotta pull up the patrons on my phone now, because I was gonna give a shout out to everyone who supports TreeFall Studios on Patreon.com during this live stream. But actually, I just got like 2 new guys that joined this past week, and and one of our longtime patrons changed their usernames. Now I don't remember who's all on the list anymore. So, but huge shout out to everybody who supports TreeFall Studios on Patreon.com. I really appreciate it. And like I said, new Patreon posts will be going live this evening. And then we're gonna end this stream in just a couple of minutes. So I'm gonna tease just a little bit of this giant elevator maze. So all you have to do is you walk in here and you grab this elevator, and boom, it slowly rises to the top. And there's like 5 of these in the level. And then you go out here and there's this giant catwalk, and then there's like a little bit of a maze, and you have to choose left or right, and then you can make it to the next one. And then that takes you to another catwalk, which takes you to 2 new mazes. And then you have to try to figure out which one to go in there to find the elevator. And then that final elevator takes you all the way to the very top, which is absolutely insane. So let me know, guys, in the chat and in the comments below if you guys are watching this video after the fact, because this live stream will be live. And same with, even though that the Summer Games Experience was a live event, it's all going to be viewable on the channel. So if you know someone who didn't catch it live, be sure to share it and leave your comments down below. Even though you were in the live chat, you can leave me a comment down below and we will catch it and see it later. But thanks so much for watching the stream, guys. Let me know what you think if you're watching it now live, or if you're watching it after the fact, of Maze Interim Odyssey. What'd you think about all of these announcements today? This is probably one of the biggest days in TreeFall Studios history. We're launching free DLC, launching a brand new game, soon launching new games on the VCS store, and launching new Patreon posts and new devlogs and streams coming up soon. I hope you guys are looking forward to it. Let me know what your favorite announcement was. That could be a fun chat at the end. What was your favorite announcement of the day? What game are you looking forward to the most? And yeah, thanks so much for watching. And one last tidbit, and then we'll cut this stream off. There's also these dice here in the middle of this giant poker maze, and if you run over them, you can actually knock them, and they're a physics object. And there's a little puzzle for you to solve when you're playing the game on the PlayStation. So, all right, guys, I really appreciate you watching, and let me know if you're gonna play Maze Interim Odyssey later today. Alrighty, thank you for watching. I will catch you in the next one.